She's won Tony Awards for her work on Broadway and an Emmy Award for her portrayal of President Allison Taylor on 24. I'm Jan Saragoni, and in this week's Power Player, I sit down with consummate actor Cherry Jones. You began your career on stage. You have transitioned, it appears, effortlessly to Broadway, of course, television, and movies. Where do we begin? Erin Brockovich, Ocean's 12. Is it more fun or more challenging or more difficult to be in a major motion picture than it is to be on Broadway?
No, because I usually have very little to do in films. It's a heck of a lot harder to be in a play. And it's why when you go to Hollywood as a veteran stage actor, you have instant respect from the crews, from the casting directors, because they know that you can deliver the goods. They know you're going to show up on time, that you're going to know your lines, and at the end of the day, you're going to hang up your own clothes. And if you don't think that counts for something, it really does.
Is there the same camaraderie among theater actors as there is in film?
Well, I mean, it's interesting who you have the camaraderie with when you're in film and television are the crew members, because they're the ones who are there every single day. And certainly on 24, I would just breeze in for 2 or 3 days, go to the Oval Office, shoot for 2 or 3 days, and I was gone. But they were there 5 days a week, so they were the ones that you really got to know, because you also dance with them. In theater, the crew's in the wings, or in our case, in the basement with this production. But a film crew, a television crew, are 2 feet away from you for most of the day.
I was one of the millions who followed you on Fox's 24. You were President Allison Taylor. You looked like a president. What was it like being in a show that had such a devoted following?
That show really did have a devoted following. I'd never been on television before. It was fun. It's particularly fun at airports because, TSA agents all watch 24. A lot of pilots did and stewardesses did, and so often when I get to the airport, people want to know where Air Force One is. So it was a great deal of fun. No one was more tickled over the fact that I was playing the President of the United States than my mother, who would always break out into gales of laughter when she would tell old friends, "Cherry's playing the President." And people would say, "The President of what?"
And what was it like working with Kiefer Sutherland?
Well, he was an utter gentleman and delight. I didn't get to work with him that much because we had 2 scenes together, which I treasure. But one of my favorite memories of Kiefer, he met my family when they came to Los Angeles. And the first person they met coming out of the makeup trailer was Kiefer. And he couldn't have been more delightful. And he had this little cream-colored Vespa. And he got on that cream-colored scooter and turned around to my family and kicked out his legs and said, "I feel like Audrey Hepburn." Not something they expected from Jack Palance.
I remember one Sunday afternoon in Blue Mountain when your mother was a girl, she received 17 general calls.
You are known as a workhorse when you perform on Broadway, often appearing in every performance, every night, every matinee. What is the key to your stamina?
Probably ART, because we did not have real understudies, ever. So you learned if you had a fever 103, you were out there plugging away.
The director of Glass Menagerie is John Tiffany, but we hear that you were not convinced that being in this play was something you wanted to do. Why, and what did he say to make you change your mind?
Part of it was that it had always been in a very claustrophobic setting. And John talked me into doing a reading of it. And I suddenly realized that it was a play, one of the most beautiful plays I'd ever heard. And I thought, maybe we can together do something extraordinary with this play.
After appearing in Doubt more than 730 times, how do you keep it fresh?
You just don't ever get ahead of yourself. And you listen to every word and never, ever stop listening. But what audiences don't understand is that their participation is crucial. And the more an audience is with you, the better performance they're going to get. It's a little bit like a love affair. it pushes us deeper. It really does.